No. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing a cook with me video. Very easy recipes, very little ingredients. So I polled you guys on Instagram with a few recipe options, and there was a resounding response that you wanted to see the 2-ingredient dough pizza. This is one of the easiest recipes that I can make. It is a staple in our house. We used to make this every Friday. Now we do it about every other week. Super simple and quick. So it's something you could whip up if you get home, let's say late from work or something, and you just want to have something hearty available on hand. I use ingredients that I tend to always keep in the house as well. I also just want to say there are a lot of pizza dough recipes out there floating around on the gram. I will let you know I've tried several of them, and this is the recipe that I have found to taste the best, to hold kind of the best firmness when you put toppings on it, and to really not have that tangy taste, because we are going to be using yogurt in the recipe. And this one, both my husband and I cannot taste any of the tang that Greek yogurt sometimes gives you. So I'm going to walk you through how you can make this. Obviously, you can customize it for your toppings and whatever you would like. But I just want to point out that I have dressed for the occasion for pizza today. So let's get going. So the name 2-ingredient dough could not be more fitting for what we're going to do. Literally 2 ingredients. It is a 1-to-1 ratio for this recipe. So you're going to need self-rising flour. This is different than the regular all-purpose flour that you will see. I have tried it both ways. This is better. I just got this from Walmart, the generic brand. I think you can get a big bag of this for like literally $2. But be sure to get the self-rising flour, and be sure to get Ducky chip clips. And you're going to be using non-fat plain Greek yogurt. So make sure it is unflavored, or else you get a little vanilla-y pizza. And I actually don't know how that would taste. But again, I just did the Friendly Farms. This is an Aldi brand. I got this big thing for about, I think like $3.50. So pretty good cost. I have heard that people tend to use the Faye Greek yogurt that is triple strained. So a lot of people state that they really prefer that yogurt for this recipe. But I find that this is a little bit lower cost, and I think it is just as good of an option. So the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Another yogurt option you can use is this Kirkland Costco brand of the organic non-fat Greek yogurt plain. This is also a little thicker and a little more strained as well. So if you're maybe looking for something that's going to be a very firm consistency, if you want to use it for other recipes like yolk bowls or even just to eat plain, I would recommend this yogurt. It's going to be a little more firm and a little bit less runny. So like I mentioned, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. You're going to use for a pizza that serves about 2 people, you're going to use a cup of self-rising flour along with a cup of the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. If you're just making maybe an individualized pizza just for yourself, just do a half a cup of each of those. But typically I make it for my husband and I. So you're gonna do 1 cup of each of those ingredients. The only other thing you're gonna need is a mixing bowl. If you want to have flowers on your mixing bowl, you do you, boo, because that's how I want to do mine. So let's get cooking. dough. Again, very simple. So what you're gonna wanna do is mix it pretty well, incorporating the flour and the yogurt together. It might take a little bit of muscle. If your dough is too sticky, obviously just like any other recipe, just add a little bit more flour. That's gonna do it for you. But again, if it's too dry, again, add a little bit of yogurt. If it's too gooey, add a little bit more flour. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put this in the fridge for a couple of hours. You do not need to do this if you don't have time, but I've just found the dough is a little bit easier to work with when you roll it out if you put it in the fridge to firm up just a little bit more. So it's a little bit earlier in the day. We're gonna have this for dinner tonight. I'm gonna stick this in the fridge for just a few hours here, and then I'll check back in with you to roll it out and finish our meal. We're back. It's about 7:30. I just put Luca to bed. We spent a lot of time outside, gave him his bath and then put him to bed. So now we're getting to work on the pizza. My dough's been chilling for a few hours, so I anticipate it's going to be a little bit easier to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I roll it out, put the toppings on. Obviously this is something that you can just choose whatever you're gonna use. I'm just gonna keep it simple tonight. I'm gonna use sauce, part skim, mozzarella cheese, and then around the edges of the pizza I actually just sprinkle garlic powder and my favorite, everything but the bagel seasoning. That literally goes on everything that I make. So I will show you how I make the pizza and the finished product. Also, yes, I do like to wear pajamas at 7:30 at night on a Sunday. So this is a huge pizza, like a large size pizza that you would buy if you did carry out from like Papa John's or something like that. So I did take it out at about 22 minutes and it was set. The cheese is just starting to crisp a little bit on the top, how I like it. But usually my husband and I cut this in half. So we get 4 slices each of this beautiful monstrosity of a pizza. I'm gonna talk about the point breakdown, but I just wanna highlight the ring of everything but the bagel seasoning. Guys, I'm obsessed. You're gonna see me put this on like every recipe video that I have. All right, let me talk about the point breakdown. If you're following Weight Watchers or Itrack bites, this will kind of lay out how you would actually track this. Also, please note, you do not have to be following either one of these programs to make this pizza. I shared it with my family and they all loved it. My family members made it. I had a few coworkers make it, a few friends make it, and none of them are following Weight Watchers or Itrack bites. So this is just a great option for anyone who's wanting to do just a health-friendly version of pizza. So how you're going to count this is for the again, I said it's a 1-to-1 ratio. For your portion or like one portion, it's going to be a half a cup of the Greek yogurt and a half a cup of the self-rising flour. So it's going to be 5 points for a half a cup of the self-rising flour. And then for a half cup of the non-fat plain Greek yogurt, it's going to be 2 points. And then for the specific toppings I use tonight, I'm going to do 2 points for the sauce that I used. I used a half a cup of part skim mozzarella cheese on my portion. So that's actually going to be 4 points. So if you do the math and add that all up, that comes to 13 points for half of that ginormous pizza. If you go to like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut and order a big size pizza like that, one slice of that, if it's just cheese and no other toppings, it's going to be like 17 Weight Watcher Itrack points. And I can have half of that pizza for 13 points. And because it's got that Greek yogurt in it and that protein, it's actually really satisfying. I'm super full after this dinner. I'm not jonesing for a snack an hour later. I'm just really satisfied and it's so delicious. Like I said, it doesn't have that weird tang flavor or funny aftertaste that some Greek yogurt recipes do have. It's just such a great option if you're looking for a healthy pizza. We do this on repeat all the time. So I hope you're able to try this recipe out sometime. It's such a breeze for such a busy night and so many people I know like it. So I'm gonna feature some new recipes that I haven't tried before in some future Cook With Me videos. So be sure to click the fancy subscribe button if you want to keep up with my shenanigans. And of course, thanks for visiting my video. I will see you in the next one.